edition of the Minsan Football Show. And of course, back like we sort of never left. You guys get me in that situation? But because we have games, of course, we are going to have our show. So glad you could join us as always right here. This is Clara Manzano. And on your screen to your right, he's wearing the headphones, Diego Cordero. And if we go below to your left, wearing the earphones, we got Jing Hamlang and we got Natasha Alquiros to your right side, just to help everyone identify who is who. Baka may confusion, who's left, who's right. So there you go. How is everyone doing? Of course, we got a lot of games. We do have our games in the weekend, and we have games tomorrow in the Philippines Football League. So there you go. But before we will carry on, let's plug Thirst. Special thank you to our drinks partner, Thirst. Kickoff savings this football season. Use the code PFL 2025 on the Thirst app for special discounts. Thirst is the Philippines' only beverage marketplace. Download the Thirst app today wherever you get your apps, or go ahead and scan the QR code. There you go. Use the code again, PFL 2025. I just want to break the ice first and foremost. Congratulations to the Filipinas for qualifying again to the World Cup. Let's go. You
So
say we're
nice. They had to
spoiled?
do it twice.
Yes, exactly. You say we're spoiled. We're in World Cup again, if you get what I'm saying. But at the same time, the girls deserve to be there, Natasha.
Yeah, uh, now you know that women's football really does deserve to be on the world stage. And hindi siya chamba. That's years and years of hard work, putting together a team, taking care of them. And yeah, it just proves to show women's football deserves all the love that they're getting. And they deserve even that much more support because you can see that if we put even more support for women's football, sky's the limit for these girls.
Spot on right there. Jing, Filipinas in the World Cup. Any other football news, of course, you want to dabble on, or any of the recent games you covered? Oh, you're in mute? Can't hear you, yeah. We can go with Jago first while Jing will sort out his browser. Jago, yeah. Filipinas World Cup. Anything you want to add? Anything I missed?
Yeah, I think it was such a promising team that went to Australia. You can see how young the team is. I think that's what's exciting about uh, the current team because you have this like really young group that are gonna come to fruition, come that World Cup. And yeah, Natasha said it perfectly. It's proof now that it wasn't a one off. What happened last time? It wasn't a one off because we did it again, and we're also the only team from Southeast Asia to do it this time. So the Vietnamese fans can be salty all they want, pero it's the Philippines who did it this time around.
Yung barometer lang daw, yung scoreline versus Japan, di ba? Anyway, there you go. Jing, yeah, you want to chime in? How are
Yeah, can
you?
you guys?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. How much are tickets to Brazil, guys?
I checked.
Basta
Yeah,
walang visa. Walang visa.
Okay. All right.
120,000 pesos. I did a quick search.
Okay. It's not cheap.
Oh,
It's not cheap,
man.
but it might be worth it. 2027, guys.
Yeah, I think the cost of living in Brazil, I think kind of similar but to the Philippines, but good luck na lang if you have to go there. Yeah, you fly through the Middle East, assuming things are okay, or you fly through the States. Yeah, both challenges. So, you guys want to get to it, of course? Let's
Let's do it.
recap our previous match week's results. It's a lot of games. Direct Glenn and I actually wanted to deliberate of sorts. What games do we put? What games do we drop? Like, Direct, these are all good games. Because when you look at the score, puro mga 1-0, 2-1. We have first the game between Cebu and the Aguilas. Does anyone want to chime in on that? I followed the game a bit. Of course, Cebu led, and what's heartbreaking for the Aguilas and a bit of that relief for the Gentle Giants with Cebu is Jesse Semblan to save the penalty. Aguilas would have loved to walk away with at least a point, given the circumstances. As much as they're a team that expects to win fixtures like this. Do you want to start, Jing?
I think this is a real sign that Cebu is a title contender this year. These are the types of games that they need to win in order to become part of the title race, and this is a serious test against Aguilas. I mean, their record at home is incredible at this point in time. It's been very impressive, but yeah, of course, may halong swerte ng konti, pero kasama 'yun sa isang successful na title race, no? So title challenge. So Cebu, they're looking really impressive after the break.
I cannot recall if they actually have a Coach TGR apology form because of the way Cebu has been doing quite well in this PFL campaign, right? But recently, Coach, there's an apology form from at Kwento Mo sa Mullet page for Coach Mark Torcaso. Anyway, let's get to the next game after segueing a bit. Natasha, you wanted to talk about this, of course. Want a gig
Yeah.
beating Valenzuela PB 1-0. That was not on our card. That was penalty pa for the win, which you want Patrick Reichel to take a situation like that, of course. He scored.
Yeah. This is gonna be a bit controversial, but I thought that that game was absolute shithousery. I mean, the calls were not exactly how you'd want it. The whole game really was like, though good for Mendiola for holding on their own, anything that they could control, they took a manage of it until that last minute when the penalty happened. But you also have to give it to Wantegig. There were two offside calls, and from the angle that we saw, well, that I saw from the the stream, was that they weren't offside calls, and that it happened twice. And the third was everything that happened with the goalkeeper of Mendiola and the ruling just involving that. So, a lot of how the calls were made translated on how the game was played, and when the keeper who was injured received treatment, but it was off the pitch. Usually, if the keeper goes down, you receive the treatment on the pitch and you wait until, and then it's either we stop, game won't resume until the keeper is okay. But the treatment has to be received on the pitch. But for this instance, the keeper received the treatment off the pitch. And if that's what happened, then a sub should have been made or somebody should have been in goal, which led to what happened afterwards was when the keeper was okay, there was no go signal from the referee. He ended up just walking back on the pitch. And that was when he got the second yellow. And that's why it ended up, they were 10 men down. And Jason Soberano, who, congrats to him, he held his own. He's not the tallest player, but he did a fantastic job as a goalkeeper. Even with the penalty, he had his fingers to it. He just couldn't save it, but it's pretty hard, everything that he was able to do. And yeah, it just calls for, I guess, na sana lang mas pulido tayo in terms of the calls being made or how the game was managed, so we avoid moments and instances like that.
Ooh, there you go. That was a situation. I will admit I was not able to catch this game, but when I got a gist of what went on, I started asking questions. Uy, legit ba to? Is there a typo, this and that? I wish I was there, obviously, for missing out. So, that does it for this game between Wantagig and Valenzuela PB Minjola. Let's go to Dynamic Herb Cebu or Cebu FC versus Kaya FC Iloilo. 1-1. Yung bosses ng Rizal Memorial, Dave Yumol, actually went there to explore Cebu and to catch that game. So you got to hear him a bit actually as the stadium announcer. He did do the welcome for the players. 1-1 Jago, and as we always say, this is 2 points dropped as opposed to picking up one for both Cebu and Kaya.
Yeah, and that's probably why both teams probably won't be too happy with the scoreline here because both teams probably felt that they had enough chances to take all 3 points. But just a moment also on Asano of Cebu because he looks like a really good player, their new striker. And in this game in particular, his goal was probably a goal. It's probably going to be a contender for goal of the season. You know, the way he takes that shot from that angle and it goes and flies in, to the top corner, no chance at all for that to be stopped. So it was a really good goal. Kaya did well enough to fight back, and they showed that they could have actually won this game, but you'll still be concerned if you're Kaya because it's a really long run now of winless games, and you're also not playing for a really long time after. So you have to sit with a result and your bad form for quite a while if you're Kaya. Cebu, though, I think they'll be happy that they didn't lose. They're still undefeated at home. And yeah, this game was really entertaining. Honestly, it was end to end, and the type of atmosphere as well that you hope to see more of in the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm seeing this goal right here, and oof, spectacular. So there you go. That is pretty much what went on. Cebu and Kaya battling to a 1-all draw. And maybe we could split this one. Wanta Gig and Stallion, Jing and Natasha, you could break this one down. And Jing, Wanta Gig showing they belong in the upper half of that championship round. And Stallion, yeah, I know they have some catching up to do because obviously they have high expectations to be up there chasing.
Yeah, no, I think Want the Gig are not only showing that they deserve to be in the top half, but they're showing that they're real. Actually, they're the favorites at this point in time to win the title, and they keep chugging along right now, picking up maximum points, and their clean sheet record, got shot in this match, but still they picked up all 3 points, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And Want the Gig, sometimes it's not spectacular, but they figure out, they put enough pressure on you in a game. They put themselves in good positions to win. And here again, Patrick Reichelt, he's somehow figured out always to have his fingerprints heavily in a match, and he continues to be so impressive this season. So I think him alongside Aldeguer, the likes of BS and Schrock, they're really balancing two sides of the table with veterans and young guys, and right now they're looking a real threat for the title and to displace Kaya.
There you go. Natasha, your take on this game.
Yeah, just to add to what Jing said, agree definitely with that pairing up on top. Reichelt and Aldeguer, two players that scored the goals for the side of Wantagig. And also really just the how they're able to maximize every single player that they have, whether they're milking whatever's left in them or for the young players, giving them the platform to be able to show what they've got. And the person I feel really having the best season so far for that team is really Hartman, Mark Hartman. It's like a resurgence of who he was maybe like during the times when he was called up with the national team, and the way that he's been commanding and dominating that midfield role. And the coach is just really using him to perfection. And that says a lot as well about the coaching staff of Wanta Gig. It's because they have so many aces in their pocket, but then they can only be aces if you're able to flourish them or give them the position in wherein they can thrive, because sometimes it's not the player, but it's where how they're being held or what position they're being played or utilized in the team that spells it different. That's why a player can
Let's get to it right here. We are bringing you your Philippines Football League action as we are coming to you from the iconic Dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Stadium, which is at the Dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Complex in the city of Cebu. Glad to have you with us. As always, this is Caro Manzano alongside Natasha Alcaraz Data. It is always a good one, Natasha, whenever there are games right here in Cebu.
That's right. We are currently games will be played at the home of the Gentle Giants at Dynamic Herb Cebu, and it's going to be a big one between Cebu taking on Garelli United.
As much as they are called the Gentle Giants, this stadium not so gentle with opponents, of course. It is quite an atmosphere. This is a fortress. When you talk about Cebu, they do have a winning record here, but you could say wala na yung pressure in terms of being undefeated at home because you'd see some of those shock results here and there. And last season, we did see Cebu lose a number of games, but that doesn't mean that it's a walk in the park now for opponents because at the end of the day, this is where the Gentle Giants train day in and day out. They have the crowd, which is obviously a factor, and I'm sure there's more advantages to that, come to think of it.
That's right. They do have the home advantage. Every time the opposing teams play in Dynamic Herb Cebu Football Stadium, they have to fly out onto Cebu. So they definitely have not only the advantage playing on the same field wherein they train, they also have the advantage because they also bring a good home crowd every time the game starts, every time that they play. And when you take a look at their last few matches as well, Cebu have been on a rampant, dominant stream of games, especially from their last fixture. They won against Aguilas 1-0. But when 2026 started, they beat Army 10-2, beat Mendiola 5-0, beat Tuloy 10-0. They beat Maharlika 4-0. Only dropping some points was when they got the draw against Kaya before getting back to their winning ways against Aguilas.
So, nonetheless, we can still say they are unbeaten, and draws, of course, count, of course, in unbeaten runs. So, there is that form, nonetheless, when you look at the big picture for the Gentle Giants, who are coached by Coach Tomasito Glenn Ramos, or TGR, as he is known. And Cebu, actually, with 38 points in the standings. And when you look at it, actually, there's a game being played right now in Manila with Manila Digger holding one hand or with one hand already on the victory. So the pressure is being put on the Gentle Giants, simple as this, to win this game so that they could get within a point of Manila Digger, assuming that result right there holds. So that means Cebu is one spot away from getting a spot to play international football next season. And we have the starting lineup right here, Natasha. A 4-4-2 lineup, very standard for Coach TGR.
Yep, and you have Asano leading the charge up on top alongside Brose. In their last few fixtures, the likes of Asano and Brose have been crucial in getting those game winner points and scoring the goals for the side of Cebu. You have that midfield line of Igami, Kapawa, Ramos, and Sudo. And you have that solid back line of Villanueva, Demiroglu, Rosquillo, and Gadia playing a lower position. We're usually seeing him in that midfield park, but now playing on that right back for today's match.
That's right. Daniel Gadia here is listed at a right back for this game. And there is a lot of criticism. There is also a bit of that sadness, you could say, because a great number of the core players of Cebu did depart, but they are still able to rack up results. Yes, there's a lot of firepower here. There's been a lot of talk with Asano. But let's not forget about the defense. And Jaime Rosquillo, he's definitely a big gun right here, especially being a local player.
Jaime Rosquillo has been very impressive, most especially this season playing with Cebu. He did have a stint with ADT, and of course, he's been a long player for the side of Cebu. He is a youth national team player that has experience U17, U19, U23, and you just love to see when those local heroes really step up to the plate and become one of the players to watch for their club.
And to add, of course, it's only fitting that Jaime Rosquillo got experience earlier in this season in the Shopee Cup, of course, where Cebu did play as of late. Unfortunately, they were not able to get out of the group stage, but it's all part of those growing pains, of course, with a club that wants to grow a bit by bit. They did get to play in the last edition of the AFC Cup 3 years ago, and that carried on to the Champions League too, where the Gentle Giants also did get to take part. So now that they have reps, of course, playing in the PFL, they know what it's like to play internationally. I'm sure they want to return to that, of course, and it starts with results right here on the local level. That is the situation for Cebu, of course, and what's in store.
We prepared
And we have Coach
in
TGR.
our transition of the game, and we have to improve in our attacking and defending also. Right now, our players are having problem of our injuries, especially on our key players, and we work on our first legs players, no, our second team. So I hope they can we do better tonight, and this is a very important game for us to earn another 3 points, and we'll see. And I do believe on the players are really on the positive fit, and they are excited of this game. Thank you.
Coach TGR, cool, calm, and collected as ever, but we know how things could get in terms of intensity when the game carries on. Lipat naman tayo rito, or let's get over to Don Bosco Garelli United, the visitors for this game right here. As is the case with all PFL teams, they did make the trip here, which is great to see. They are no strangers to playing in the stadium already. They were able to do so last season. And with Garelli, we were talking about it, Natasha. The performance is there, but now you expect and want them to get more points on the board. And it is also a 4-4-2 right here for Coach Mike Daniel Riconalia.
You have the two players on top to lead the charge with Engay and Crawford, that midfield line of Ariola, Melgaco, Yamaguchi, and Kimura. The back line of Sims, Katarinin, Mahinay, and Macon and Ishii will be the goalkeeper for Garelli. And you just mentioned it, Claro, that they have been able to hold the stronger opponents in moments of the game. We've seen them play good for one half of the game, 60 minutes, and it's all about improving from those small moments and trying to get and play their game for the full 90 minutes to turn those good momentums into results.
There you go. Our pregame done and dusted. We'll talk about Shotaro Ishii in a bit, the player to look out for Garelli, but we'll take it to the pitch now for our pre-match ceremonies. Your match officials for this one, Linjun Talavera will lead the way. He is assisted by Ian Christopher Salon and Siegfried Aporado, and fourth official, Levi Sabella. Mr. Archie Reyes is our referee assessor, and Mr. Joseph Hensaya is our match commissioner. And your game changers right here for your respective teams. Solomon Okereke is on the bench. He has 5 goals in 5 games so far in this season. He did jump ship from one to gig, so we may see him, of course, with his offensive prowess, whether they're out to get an insurance goal or chase the game. So plenty of options on the bench for Cebu. And you have Abu C, actually, their leading scorer on the bench. We'll talk about leading scorers also with Cebu in a bit. It's a bit more complicated, actually, than we think.
Both these teams operating at very different ends of the spectrum when it comes to where they want to be in the standings. Dynamic Urge Cebu trying to keep that fight to win the league, while Garelli at the bottom of the table alongside Army and Mendiola. But no matter where they operate, they come to this game both gunning for a win.
Your captains, of course, Daniel Gatia for the home side. You see Mr. Tassi in the background of Cebu's players. Banjo Mahinay, the captain of Garelli. No players are suspended for this game. It's more of injuries bothering them again, given that this is a long season.
And this is really the time to test not only your first 11, your usual suspects, but your whole squad, how you rotate your players, how you're able to adjust, and how the players of the bench can impact the game.
The Gentle Giants will be in all red for this afternoon's matchup, and Garelli in black and orange. You've been to Cebu yourself also here, Natasha, to catch a PFL game. I've been there myself also. It's a special atmosphere. It's always great to be there, of course. The festivities, the fan experience is just amazing.
And they always make sure to have such an intimidating atmosphere as well, which makes it always harder for the visiting teams to come play at their stadium.
And kaya not so gentle giants minsan, but that is part of their tag. We will kick this one off in a bit. There you go. Joshua Brose got this match underway. Rosquilla will try to play this long from the get-go. That ball was skied by Ramos, quickly making Ishii uncomfortable. But there's immediately a call that will go the way of the visitors.
A bit shaky right away in the first 5 seconds of this matchup. Cebu quickly showing their intent. When you allow that ball to bounce, it's anyone's ball, and they've been physical right away from the get-go.
We were mentioning again, Ishii is that player to look out for, with Garelli being in the lower half of the standings. They've done a lot of defending. He's been solid in this season. It's with Ramos now. Couldn't find a teammate, but just to conclude, of course, with Shotaro Ishii, their young Japanese keeper, about 23 years of age. The scorelines would have been a much bigger against them, actually, if it weren't for him.
They'll definitely rely on
Katarinin,
Ishii
sorry.
to play his A game in this matchup, especially knowing that Cebu are coming from such exceptional form recently, especially securing several dominant victories in their home grounds.
And actually, going back to what I was mentioning with goal scorers for Cebu, you have a three-way tie for leading scorers, actually, when you look at the picture. I'll get into detail, of course, in a bit. It's the Gentle Giants trying to get through the left. You have Igami playing left wing and Brian Villanueva playing left back. Plenty of pressure being put on here, but the likes of Sam Crawford as Eugene Ariola wanted to work things inside. It will go to Cebu. So going back, of course, when you look at the total goals for Cebu, where you include Shopee Cup qualifying, the Shopee Cup proper, and the PFL, you have a three-way tie for goals scored. Abu C, Rico Andes, and Kaito Asano. As much as Rico Andes is not with the team anymore, it's all 8 goals each. So if Abu C or Kaito Asano score today, and they will become the leading scorer for Cebu when you talk about overall goals in this season. But we zoom in on the PFL picture, of course, with statistics and with goals, of course, they've been a plenty for the Gentle Giants. This one will go out of play, though.
And if you focus, and as you mentioned, Claro, on specifically the PFL, the top scorer that they have will be Kaito Asano, who already has 8 goals in just 5 games. So he's definitely been a star-studded signing for the side of Cebu.
So yeah, yung 8 goals niya, puro PFL. He wasn't with Cebu in the Shopee Cup, as we are aware, as Shotaro Ishii will resume play to the right wing. Abo C and Leo Makilin with 6 goals each for the Gentle Giants in this season.
It's also interesting
It's
to
a free
note that
kick.
there will be no Leo Makiling as well in the lineup for the side of Dynamic Urge Cebu.
Here's that forward ball. Shot taken. Came off of Rosquillo, and Semblante will get this and lose it. And Garelli make the Gentle Giants pay an expensive price. It's difficult to score when you're on the road and when you're against the powerhouse. But you could say it's a stunner right here, and a rare miscue from Semblante in Cebu. Let's have a closer look.
And Yamaguchi just capitalizing on a keeper error. He had his hands toward it, and it slipped through his fingers, and it bounced down. Yamaguchi was at the right place at the right time to make the most of that opportunity that presented itself, found the back of the net, and Garelli now, the visitors, with a 1-0 lead against Cebu.
Goal number 4 for Yuta Yamaguchi in this PFL season. The 22-year-old Japanese just drew first blood right here in Cebu.
And when you're the visiting team, you'll score any chance that you get. They haven't really had a shot on target, but they were able to make the most of an error.
It's on to the right now. We started with Makebet Bakun at the back. Ramos has a man on him in Crawford. The crowd definitely getting into it right here. Rosquillo gets this one back from Semblante. It's Garelli ball here though, as you see. The situation again in the standings. Cebu need to bag this victory to stay within a point of Manila Digger FC, who are on the verge of sealing a win actually over at Manila. And Garelli, on the other hand, if they could just get a win anytime soon, they will leapfrog Toloy. They will improve to 8th place. And they will trail Maharlika by 5 points. And Maharlika actually and the Aguilas will be squaring off later on also at, at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila. Villanueva with his hands busy and prevails here.
And if we notice as well with the games that Garelli have played, they are a team that start very strong, and this time around, able to score a goal right away. Give them a cushion quickly at the start of this matchup.
Eugene Ariola couldn't get quite the connection right here. Daniel Gadia and Michael Sims are actually playing against each other also, former teammates in college. Here's a shot that was blocked. It was Ingay's shot that was blocked by Demirolu. As the Turkish defender will win possession back their way now.
Physicality of this match definitely heating up. We see the likes of Crawford and Guy really just trying their luck, trying to be aggressive in that attacking third. So quick with the transition.
Cebu trying to play from the back. It will remain with Felipe Melgaco and Garelli. Looks like I spoke too soon as Daniel Gadia gave a throw in here. Chance inside. Banjo Mahina got to intercept, but play is stopped once more. I believe they are going back to where that foul was committed. And this is a free kick. It's a chance for Cebu to get one on the board after conceding early on.
Have the likes of Sudo, Asano, and Kapawa all scheming something to get the equalizer off the set piece opportunity.
There's a four-man wall right here. Curled around. That one is no good though. It hit the side of the net.
Asano trying his luck to go curl the ball behind that wall and catch the keeper off guard. But eventually it did hit its side netting.
Well, Sano, as we've mentioned, has racked up the goals again in his time with Cebu. His brother Takuma plays for RCD Mallorca in La Liga. Other than that, Takuma, the brother of Kaito Sano, is a former Japanese international with 53 caps to his name. Oh, last thing, of course, Natasha. Takuma Asano, based from what I got to see online, did get to play with Garrett Holtman, a Philippines international, of course, in the club level with Bochum. But let's get back to the action, of course, here in the PFL.
And from the brother Takuma Asano making his way, of course, with the national team, we see a similar thing with Kaito Asano with Cebu, quickly making his mark, making sure you don't forget the name here at the PFL.
They play it to Sudo. Negative cross ended up with Katarinin. Asano almost winning it back here for them, but it will be a Garelli goal kick. Given we spoke about national team players also, which is off topic, if we put things in the PFL perspective, it is the international window. We do have a great number of PFL players who were called up to national teams outside of the Philippines. That's a bit of a feat, I will say. As it's Guy on the loose once more. Semblante to beat. Makes it 2-0 here. Just like that. It is a dream start for Garelli. And to say dream start is even an understatement.
Fantastic run of play for the side of Garelli. And Guy at the top. Just taking his time, a couple of touches inside the box. Keeper comes out before he slots it in, hits the side netting. Absolute fantastic work from Garelli to quickly double up their lead and to make things from bad to worse for the side of Cebu.
This one, Guy just put one on the board to double up Garelli's tally. Let's remember, Yuta Yamaguchi did start things here in terms of scoring. El Gaco to Ariola, you see how there's that momentum completely now with Garelli. It's a test to Cebu. The Gentle Giants have been in similar situations. Throw for the other way. This one was skied though.
And you can see the intensity that Garelli have come up with here. Ever since their first goal by Yamaguchi, they're really playing that much harder. You can see the hustle in the way that they play, the way that they try to win the ball back. And they just scored the goal. So the kickoff was for Cebu, but quickly Garelli put on the pressure, won possession, and tried to create chances up on top.
People may have counted out Garelli on paper. When you look at the results, when you look at the record and position in the standings. But when it's game time, it's all up to the players on the pitch to walk the talk. Throw-in was taken relatively long.
And that's always the
They'll send it to
exciting
the
thing
back.
about. So it's also the exciting thing about playing the game. Football as it played on paper. They threw the stats sheet out the window and are now leading 2-0. Let's see if Cebu can dig deep and come back.
The Gentle Giants desperate, hence there's that sense of urgency. That attack quickly extinguished with Igami losing possession. Ishii will resume play. Let's remember again, as much as Garelli are in the lower half of the standings, a win here today will allow them to move up to 8th place. Shot from distance, definitely not a problem for the well-drilled Shotaro Ishii. Off the afro of Demirolu. We've said before, one of the iconic hairstyles in the PFL. Gadia had to release. Ramos got it forward, but only to Katarinin. He says, teka lang, si Shotaro Ishii na bahala rito. Chested well by Gadia. But the burden will fall on Asano and the attack. He's playing alongside Brose. Played it to the left, but to no avail with Igami.
And a chance for attack. Really just gone begging for the side of Cebu. They did have the numbers. Asano had the ball, but they just weren't on the same page with the players that were making the runs.
Ishii got distance on that goal kick, as it's a foul against Cebu.
I mean, take a look at the stats of Don Bosco Garelli United. Of course, they lost 4-0 against Stallion, lost 4-0 against won 4-0 against Valenzuela TV Mendiola. They won against Army 7-1. Before they had back-to-back losses against Maharlika and Manila Digger.
It's with Eugene Ariola. We saw he was very relaxed there because the flag was already raised against him.
So if you say in the last 4 games of Garelli as well, you can tell that they have been scoring those goals. They have been in good form on the attack as well.
Long ball gets to connect. Can they bury it past? And this appears to be a penalty going the way of Cebu. It's not a goal, but a penalty is as close as it gets, as we know. The job's half done. Egami hands this one to Asano without any doubt. That's gotta hurt for Makevit Bakon.
Gami does well to keep control over the ball, keep it as close as possible to his legs, just attracting the foul there. And now they have a chance to get one back. Has just blown by. It's been high intensity, action-packed, goals all around. Everything that you love in a football game. That once the whistle starts, it's really at the best that you expect, and that's what Garelli and Cebu are showing us. They're showing us a fantastic matchup.
Demirolu's distribution no good at that moment. We are 20 minutes into this game, but or similar to what you were saying, with the action we got to see, parang pang first half na, but we are not complaining. We are definitely enjoying the action here. 3 goals already. The clean sheet bid this afternoon already spoiled.
And the visiting team, Don Bosco Garelli, at the moment, giving the home team a run for their money. And for the first time in 2026, that they are not leading in a matchup, because even in their previous outing against Kaya, it was Cebu that scored first.
That is a game, of course, that Cebu would have loved to bag. against Kaya, which was in the recent weeks. That could have been valuable points again, and then they take points away potentially from a fellow championship contender. Not the case that time again. They had to share the points. Momentum now with Cebu. Tapawa to the left with Igami. Villanueva to support cautiously. But there's a whistle against the Gentle Giants. Resumed by Ishii. It will go back and forth in the midfield. Into the goalkeeper area. Stopped by Mahinay. Tight space now here. Tapawa released it to the space with Villanueva. Crawford couldn't get it. Ramos will push. It's at the feet of Sudo. They tried to knock it to Wingay. Demirolu had his number and delays the counter. One-fourth into this game, and you're joining us, of course, on the Philippines Football League social media pages. We have the Cebu Gentle Giants in all red, and the visitors, Don Bosco Garelli, in black and orange. Alongside Natasha Alcaraz-Tecto, this is Caro Manzano. There's a defensive header, but it's another stunner yet. I thought that was a goal for a moment. Nonetheless, nagulat ako dun.
And you'd love to see the replay on that. Garelli could have made that 1-3. And this time around, quickly, Cebu trying to pounce on the attack.
3-1 would have been a disaster for Cebu. 3-1 would have been perfect for Garelli given the circumstances. In your PFL action, though, in Metro Manila, it is an 8-0 game for Manila Digger over Philippine Army. And I believe the wind is a factor there. Michael Sims would have to retake the throw-in, but from the way the ball was moving, I did see the wind blow that one. Bodies getting tangled up. I believe Linjon Talaver said no call there. Kaya throw in ulit dito. Now we will have the chess battle.
Cebu able to win a call in their favor. You saw it, how high Garelli have been playing as well. Trying to close down every attacking player as quickly as they receive the ball. And we're seeing a different Garelli. Sometimes we see Garelli that they play very deep, they play in the low box, but now we see them putting on the pressure up high, not allowing Cebu to control the game.
Sudo loved it. Didn't connect with Ramos. Catarinian's clearance was deflected. Papawa. Got to thread the needle. Gadya through ball. And it's Ishii to the rescue.
Saw Kapawa controlling that midfield, those line-breaking passes. But in the end, is she able to read that one to restart as well for Garelli?
Ishii has also shown us his ability to distribute the ball well from the back right after getting a stop. And Katarinin received a not so warm welcome from Joshua Brose. They will cycle it at the back. It's Demirolu to accelerate. Here's the throw in, and we are nearing the half-hour mark, Natasha. Do you see an advantage outside of the scoreline, but more on the X's and O's on the pitch?
Feel that this game has been 50-50. It could really swing either way. It's been high-paced, back-and-forth action for both squads.
The next goal, if we do have one, will be the most important one. It was almost the case here, but the flag was raised from the looks of it. CEBU getting a foot on the door.
You see the way CEBU are building up, able to find those splitting passes down that midfield line, right by the box. They're trying to attack centrally, but this one wouldn't have counted anyways, as Ishii also made that big save, but there was a call for offside.
So we were saying the next goal, the most important one, as Linjun Talaver says, there's a foul once more in the midfield, and we have a cooling break. If Garelli get to score, they will get a cushion and will deflate CEBU. If the Gentle Giants score, of course, we will be back on equal footing. That is the scenario. That's what's up for grabs.
When this game started, Garelli started out very strong. Really guns blazing from the moment the first whistle was made. Yamaguchi took advantage of a goalkeeping error that got them that first goal. And so when the momentum was on their side, they doubled it up as quickly as possible. And Ngai scored the second goal for the side of Garelli. Eventually, you can feel now there's a shift in momentum. CEBU finding their momentum as well. They're finding their passes. They're making their plays. They attracted a foul inside the penalty box, and Asano was able to get one goal from that. This was a replay from the best chance that we saw after those 2-1. Garelli could have made that 3. You couldn't tell from the replay if the keeper got a hand to it, but it definitely hit the post.
Doon nakita ko nga, akala ko goal eh. That's how close it was. It's Demirolo to resume. Ramos to Gadia. They couldn't get quite the connection. That is why they will gift this to the visitors. I know we were talking about this venue also in the beginning. There's a cafe for the fan experience. There's a gym actually. So given that this is the facility of CEBU, after training, go figure, they're able to hit the gym, which is a literal stone's throw away. They do have their facilities also for therapy, also to take care of their players.
And that's something you wish that could be replicated for all the clubs of the PFL. Dynamic Herb CEBU really giving us not just a field to play in, but a complete experience when you come there.
Things getting shaky at the back. Demirolu got to clear it to Borose, who was dropped down. earlier, other than Mr. Tassi and Doc Joe, who were at the back or background of Cebu's bench. You also see the Tassi siblings, of course. Lovely switch of play right here to Ramos. Gadia. Back to Ramos. He'll whip it in. We thought Capao was going to shoot, and eventually does. Level terms. 2-all. A shaky start for Cebu, but after 32 minutes, they're able to play catch-up successfully. The 33-year-old Senegalese gets an equalizer, and what we said earlier, the next goal, the most important one, and it's Kapawa rising up.
That was a cross from the right-hand side. And look at the movement from Kapawa. The composure to set himself up, beat the defender, take it with his right foot, a blasted of a shot. Ishi had no chance to save that one, and it made this game 2-all. The best goal that we've seen so far, and I doubt that that's going to be the last goal that we're going to see in this matchup.
Allow me to grab my popcorn because of what you just mentioned. If you are Garelli, though, you have to be gutted. This one was in your hands already. It was managed well in the beginning. Unfortunately, the lead just slowly evaporated as Villanueva will try to get forward. No numbers in this quadrant. And somehow wins a foul.
We saw in that first 15 minutes, it was Garelli who started out the stronger team. And they were able to score the 2 early goals. And eventually Cebu finding their group, finding their momentum after that 16th minute mark. Now able to score the 2 goals as well. And now let's see in these last 15 minutes who can take advantage to have that upper hand before halftime.
In the perspective of playing defense, that is a disaster for whoever concedes, and that will definitely be perfect for whoever scores. Asana to deliver. He has a goal again. He got to bury a penalty earlier. The other goal scorer for Cebu is Kapawa. He leveled the scoreline. Punched out by Ishi. Rose had some lovely control, but Katarini was able to get in his way. Gadia will get it back to Semblante. The goal scorers for the other side again with Garelli, Ingai, and Yamaguchi.
And one of the things about the goal of Kapawa was that how the play started, it came from him as well. He was the one who set it long onto that right-hand side. So when you set the play and you get the goal, it's that much sweeter.
And he did have a number of touches also, just flex his technical ability. And the numbers continue to pour in right here at the Dynamic Herb Sports Stadium in Cebu City. Garelli mounting the pressure. Semblante being chased down. Michael Sims got it forward, but it only goes as far as his former college teammate Daniel Gadia. Felipe Melgaco runs into Demirolu, and it's the latter who is whistled for the foul. How do you like the chances of Garelli, Natasha, with this free kick? Is it too far?
Let's see what play they come out from this chance. See that it's a bit too far out. They do have a couple of runners inside the box.
We already have the signal, and Yuta Yamaguchi, our first goal scorer this afternoon, will drive it forward. And there is a Cebu player who hit the deck in Brian Villanueva. He's from the Toloy program. He's built strong. If he falls, he'll bounce up right away. And I will need to get this out of the way already before I forget. Other than Dr. Demirolo's hairstyle, the whole time that I've been covering PFL, I've been sleeping on the hairstyle of Michael Sims. Nakalimutan ko, iconic din yan eh, yung pinapakita niya. And is this a penalty or a free kick? First and foremost, Linjon Talavera is going to issue a yellow because he has it in his left hand. Coach Paulo, who's overseeing warm-ups, is livid with that. It's a yellow against Cebu. Oh, I think we see why.
Say a bit harsh in that scenario for Igami to get the yellow. But you understand from the point of view of the referee, he felt that he was trying to simulate the dive, and for that gets the yellow.
The Gentle Giants pushing their luck there and trying to win their second penalty in this game. But we will say the penalty that Cebu got to win looked to be completely clean, objectively speaking. Or that looked very justified. Na penalty talaga yun kanina, which Asano got to bury. Throw-in taken well down the line, but it is sent back to its origin. They connect with Eugene Ariola. First touch led him down here. Gadya having to defend like his life depends on it. Brose got to blow by Katarinin. There's Sims to provide support on defense. There's a touch inside. The follow-up was also no good, as it's a Garelli player putting his body on the line to get that much-needed stop.
What work in transition for the side of Cebu. The work from Brose to keep it just by the line to get across inside. There was a chance that was saved by Ishii before the foul was called just outside the box, outside the 6-yard box.
We have witnessed a great number of fouls committed by Cebu in the attacking third. And that is why Ishii has had to distribute a lot as of late. Igami, who was the culprit with the yellow earlier, and this may be a corner kick from what I initially saw. If it's not a corner,
it's going to be a foul.
It's
going to be a foul this time around. It's going to be in favor of Igami and the side of Cebu.
In free kicks like these, Natasha, do you execute your corner kick plays or do you have something else?
Definitely could execute as well the corner plays. They do have those tall defensive players inside the box at the moment. You see the likes of Rosquillo and Demirolu as well. You also have Kapawa.
We have the signal as runners will look to crowd the 6-yard box of Shotaro Ishii. Overshot this one, or overplayed it. Demirolu, he is up again with his aerial ability. Sims couldn't get the clearance, and they get to slip past Ishii here. It's a goal for Sudo. Now it's 3-2, just like that. And if I'm right, Natasha, Cebu trailed 2-0 earlier, right?
That's right. And Cebu quickly able to turn things around even before the halftime, taking advantage of the continuous play from that set piece opportunity that came from Asano. Nishi got a touch to it, but Demirolo kept it in play, beat the defender, used his physicality to send that one in the box, and the work from Sudo to set himself up, go near post. Absolutely fantastic goal, and Cebu are up 3-2.
And this is skied by Ngai in that desperate bid to retake the lead. You got a feel for Garelli because from what I saw, Banjo Mahinay seemed to have that one covered also along with Shotaro Ishii. Pero nakalusot yung bola, but that's a fantastic effort from Sudo. And they have the lead now.
And you have to give it to Kapawa and Sudo, the way that they were able to score those goals with so many defenders on them to get away, find the smallest of space with the tight marking being put onto them to take those snapshots with so much power, so accuracy. And in return, they are now up 3-2.
Well, when the score was 2-2, you did say, expect a goal here. Demorolo got to poke it. Crawford will send it to Winguy. Cleaned up by Gadia. That motor of Gadia has been working extra, of course, given that he is playing on defense. Fantastic play here. Brose will give it up. We're able to get the defense working. A total of 5 goals in the first half, and we have 5 scorers also.
Even just the pace of how this game has been played, there hasn't been a drop all throughout the 45 minutes, and that's very rare, especially for the whole first half to be played at such high intensity.
Let's see if fatigue will be a factor or stamina. Here's another one, and it's far from the back post. Ishii will take his time here. They want to do damage control at the least, and we did say whoever concedes, it's going to be a disaster for their defense. And we did mention that when it was 2-2, and it's Cebu just grabbing this game now by the horns. Villanueva wins it here, and Cebu will take its time. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We just got to confirm that with fourth official Levi Sabelia. Off of Katarinin. It's a corner. Is that right? Yes. Ramos will send this. He's injected some creativity here for Cebu in the midfield, along with the likes of Brose and Kapawa. This one is not going to count. There was a whistle upon the delivery.
You're guessing it's most probably a foul that happened inside the box.
And yes, it's the Cebu Gentle Giants, but they are known for being a physical team. The physicality was something, actually, that Cebu was able to bring to the table against ASEAN rivals in the Shopee Cup, to be precise. Demorolu showing us his skill. About a minute remaining here in the allocated 3 minutes. They will play it back and eventually cross it. Ramos thought about taking a rocket, but also will take on Sims. And Ishii saw this was on its way out for a goal kick.
The first half of this matchup has been an absolute roller coaster ride. Started with Garelli firing out strong, silencing the home crowd with those 2 goals from Yamaguchi and Nengai. When you play in Cebu, you can never count the home team out.
The
Finding
captain
the
sent this
rhythm.
forward to Asano. Over at our other simultaneous fixture again, it is 9-0 for Philippine Army. Usman Gai just bagged a double hat trick for the second consecutive game.
Manila Digger at the moment, of course, securing that number 2 spot.
As Ishii intercepted, and to the relief of Garelli, they have the halftime whistle right here, 3-2, and the Gentle Giants lead. And let's recall, Garelli did lead 2-0. Confirmation of our score, 5 goals so far in total in this game. And we have 5 different goal scorers, Sudo Kapawa Asano and Gaen Yamaguchi for Cebu and Garelli respectively. And we'll take it, of course, to our break, and we will catch you in a bit.
try. Alright, again, all they have to do is pass. 4 goals. Try on. Alright. Alright. It seems to be very easy, right? When you're really close to the goal. But let's see when they go farther from the goal, alright? Alright, it's okay. Let's try out. Now let's go to the final
Just like that, we're back at the dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Stadium, and we are bringing you Cebu FC versus Don Bosco Garelli United. It is 3-2 at the break. Alongside Natasha Alcaraz Dato, this is Claro Manzano. 45 minutes done and dusted, and I actually do not know, Natasha, where to start unpacking the first half. And with that, of course, with what's been going on in this game, 3 goals for Cebu, 2 goals for Garelli. That's a total of 5 goals and 5 different goal scores this afternoon o ngayong hapon po. Napaka-solid ang laro natin ngayon. We have the highlights, of course, just to help us out on what's been going on as of late. That is how we are going to take you through our goal scores. Unfortunately, an error from Jesse Semblante, 1-0 at this point in time. Very early in the game, Yuta Yamaguchi made the Gentle Giants pay an expensive price. Just like that, Yamaguchi not giving up on the play. 1-0 dito, and it was eventually 2-0. A strong start for Desmond and Gaia also to go with the entire Garelli squad. That's how they were able to get the ball rolling. As much as we are saying this is a fortress for Cebu, slow start. A penalty was won here. That appeared to be a penalty kick that was definitely justified when you refer to the foul. Kaito Wasano, the leading scorer of the Gentle Giants, made it 2-1. They trailed at this point in time. And Shotaro Ishii, the slightly busier keeper, you can argue. And he was constantly bombarded. There were a great number of Garelli chances that were also thwarted, though, on the other side by Jesse Semblante. Still 2-1 at this point in time. Garelli, it became their game to lose at this point. And Sudo was able to bury that. It became 3-2 at this point in time. But let's also remember that Kapawa was able to give us a wonder goal. That was the attempt from Kazuha Sudo. Joshua Brose just getting close here. Only hit the side of the net. Our two teams now making their way back to the pitch, and we have our statistics. And a whopping 24 fouls in this game. That could pass off as our total, actually, for the number of total fouls in a game. Offsides 2-1. We've definitely had a great number of chances that have been created in this game, actually. That's something that you cannot forget. And when you talk about chances created, you have crosses, you have long balls, and through balls. Let's see now who will come out of the halftime break as the stronger team, or the team with momentum.
The halftime
Quite a half again, Natasha.
says that's right. It's been a fantastic first half outing for both Garelli and Cebu. As we mentioned earlier, it was a game of shifted momentum. Garelli taking advantage of those first 15 minutes where Yamaguchi and Ngai were able to score. Yeah, I have to give it to Yamaguchi. He got the goal and also really helped out on the attack. But then once Cebu found their groove, found their passes, and found their rhythm, they never looked back. Cebu eventually getting the goals, a penalty that was converted by Asano before Kapawa made it on level terms, and Sudo getting the goal right before halftime to give Cebu the advantage coming into this second half.
Things are set, the storyline set, of course, right here. Crawford resumed this game. It's the second 45 now. Cebu will have to be careful here. This is where Garelli got to pounce at the start of the game. As much as they won a foul here, they were a bit shaky at the back. Any big changes, Natasha, you're expecting for these two teams, at least tactically?
It's all gonna depend on how the first 15 minutes of the second half goes. Who scores the goals, who doesn't, and you think that Garelli might make those first chess moves if they're still down.
Player number 44, Brian Villanueva, replaced by player number 4, John Clyde Vituala.
John Clyde
It was
Batuala
Cebu
just
that
entered.
have made the first substitution.
I will say that's an interesting change as they remove Villanueva. Ishii will send it long as expected. A bit fancy from Asano. Eventually got this back. But that shot saved by his compatriot Shotaro Ishii. Parehas sila taga-Japan as we mentioned in the first half. And Rosquillo escorts this into the gloves of Semblante. The Cebu Gentle Giants are in all red. They are playing from right to left as Vetualia lost this and eventually gave up the foul. And Garelli in black and orange. The score is 3-2 again. Crawford couldn't reach this. And Garelli did lead 2-0 at a certain point in time. Yan ang masakit dito for the visitors.
This game is
That is
far from
Cebu
over
possession.
as well, though. And Clara talking about Garelli, they do have this whole second half. Let's see what talks that they had in during halftime to help them shift momentum back to their side.
Speaking of momentum, of course, it's been with Cebu as much as Ramos lost this ball. A better the body check, kaya may pito rito. Garelli with that chance now to get numbers forward. This is going to be in the form of an early cross. And as much as I say that, they played it short. Sudo cleared this one. Katarinin will return. Felipe Melcaco, the Brazilian, got clipped.
But we've been seeing it at the back. The dynamic Borromeo Sports Complex slowly filling up as well. As the sun went down and the momentum has shifted, so has been the atmosphere here at the stadium.
There's this looping ball that came off of Rosquillo. It was great also. We had halftime activities for the fans on the pitch. Must be a dream, of course, for a great number of fans. Just to step foot on the pitch. What more to play in a mini game that they had, of course, right at the half line. Some great entertainment and fan engagement, of course, during the break of the game.
And we talked about that earlier, Clara, how important it is. And in that sense, we really have to look at Cebu and give them their flowers, that they're making sure that whoever comes to their stadium, whoever comes live, they have a full experience. Rather than just watching a game, they make sure that they go home feeling that they want to repeat that same experience again. As you mentioned, they do have a cafe, they sell food right outside, they have fan engagement activities before the game, at halftime, and even afterwards.
The players
They
are
make it
actually
more
rock
reasons.
stars. That's right. The players are actually like rock stars when they exit the stadium. Kahit yung kalaban ng Cebu. And it's a foul against Zitualia. It's a tough start for him in this second half. Yamaguchi will send this. He did break the ice earlier and scored our first goal in this game. Takes it with his left. Demirolo couldn't reach it. They'll drive traffic now. Asano making it look easy. Will he shoot or will he set up a teammate? He has an option also in Igami. But couldn't get it to anyone here. What a display of skill there, as much as that play did not work out for them.
Asano showing us what he's capable of, even on his own, able to bring the ball from around half line all the way inside the box. The speed that he has on the ball and the awareness to get away from the players that were trying to guard him.
He did take that penalty also for them.
That's right. Just showing that he has been such a great signing for the side of Cebu. And Cebu first announced, of course, all the players that were departing. There was a sense of worry of what will happen to Cebu when you take away all these long-serving players. But then they have signed very interesting players as well that have quickly made their mark. And that's exactly what you want from the players that you sign, most especially during that mid-season window. You want them to have that instant impact. And that's exactly what he brings to Cebu.
Mahinay, long ball, no good. Again, there were some doubts actually from the community if the new players of Cebu could replicate the firepower of those players who departed. And so far, not just looking at this game, but also looking back at their performance so far, coming out of the transfer window, they're able to replicate that performance and that level of scoring. Retualia will accelerate over now to Igami. Will cross it with his left. No angle there, kaya sinalo na lang ni Shotaro Ishii. And we got to see a player run into a brick wall. That is Kai Kimura. I think he made the most out of that. Kita niya, may pito sila. Chase the ball down to resume play eventually. Our referee again is Linjun Talaver. Eight minutes into the second half already. The score is still 3-2 again. The same way we started this second half. And Pancho Mahinay is being helped out here. Pancho Mahinay is an Iron Man for them. But his body may be giving in already from all the wear and tear in games he's logged in under his belt. And I'll just recap our goal scores again so far in this game. All goals in the first half. It was 2-0 thanks to Yuta Yamaguchi and Tesmonian Guy. Kaito Asano and Kapawa were able to make it 2-2. As Sudo eventually gave the Gentle Giants the lead. 3-2 entering the dugout. We are now 9 minutes coming out of the halftime break. We have a yellow that is being issued here, or that was already issued to center back Jaime Rosquillo.
Two yellows so far in this matchup, and both for Cebu. One for Igami and Rosquillo.
Here's the Yamaguchi service. And Semblante thought about catching it, just let it go. One change so far in this game from what we have received. It is Brian Villanueva stepping off for Jan Vitualia. Rosquillo to Vitualia. Igami was able to cut inside. Ramos. And it is Borose who was judged to be offside in that moment. "11 minutes in, Natasha. Any concern here, or did we just get spoiled in the first half with goals left and right?"
I feel that the shock of having those 5 goals, 5 fantastic goals in the first half, made us want more, that much more goals quickly when the second half started. But now you see both teams slowing down the pace of this matchup just a bit. As we said, that whole first half, there was not a drop in intensity. And so now the adjustments are being made in the second half.
Kala ko may mga aftershocks pa tayo in this game, of course, with the way things were going. So what essentially happened was, ito yung warm-up in the second half. In the first half was when they were sprinting.
And not just that, of course, when you look at this
Yes.
game on paper, it's a team that's number 9 against a team that's number 3. Cebu dancing around that 1-2-3 spot, while Garelli have been at that 9th position for quite some time now. So on paper, you think that Cebu quickly would have had the advantage in this matchup. But Garelli just showing us and proving to everyone that football isn't played on paper. They came out in this game very strong, scoring 2 goals in quick succession before Cebu found their groove.
That is how the stage is set now in this second half. Demurolu tried to play it long. It will remain with Cebu. The Gentle Giants, the favored team again here when you look at things on paper. They'll knock this one back. Kapao was the orchestrator in this sequence. We'll get this back. Now it's Garelli to launch on the counter.
You could feel the physicality of this match definitely heating up. As the second half started, Cebu had more of the chances, more of the attempts. But now we're seeing Garelli dancing around in the attack, taking their chance from distance.
And as much as they lost that 2-goal lead, they are still in this, of course. They are within striking distance of the home side. Do stay with us, of course, because when this game concludes, we will still continue to bring you Philippines Football League action on our social media pages, because we do have Mahardika and Aguila scoring off. If you can't make it to the stadium, whether that be at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila or the dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Stadium in Cebu, you could join us on the PFL social media pages. Again, as we mentioned, may live stream po tayo.
And it's good to see just how much the growth has been of the Philippine Football League, spoiling everyone now week in and week out with so many matches. We have midweek matches and we have your weekend fixtures as well. Before we go on a quick FIFA window break, of course, inviting everyone to support our men's national team as they face on Tajikistan March 31. Save the date.
And this is secured by Semblante. As much as he was the favored player to get that, still too close for comfort if you're in the grandstand of Cebu. And that's right. The Philippines will need to beat Tajikistan to make it to the Asian Cup. Anything less than a win will not be enough, unfortunately. Kapawa. He's been orchestrating the midfield. And then you have Daniel Gadya up as fullback in this game. You have an extra midfielder of sorts. You see Igami just bringing it all the way to the other side. Let's also take a look at our top scorer category. Asano is just outside the top 10. But he is inside now thanks to his goal in this game. Eugene Ariola is down on the ground though.
We also want to remind everyone that earlier today, Manila Digger took on Philippine Army. And Manila Digger with a dominant 10-0 matchup against Philippine Army. Paus Mangay scoring 6 goals in that game.
That's back-to-back games actually, where Usman Guy got to bag a double hat trick. So he is 1 goal away from our current top scorer in the league, Finn McDaniel. Gami has been active in the midfield. He's just trying to fly by the defense. Here's Daniel Gadya out wide. You see Desmond Nguy trying to call for it. He's trying to make a run for it between Rosquillo and Vitualia. Kapawa to Ramos. Cebu has been dissecting Garelli's defense, but they encountered that roadblock of sorts in the attacking third. But Vitualia has a lot of space, sends it forward, and Shotaro Ishii initially spilled it, got to secure, wanted to trigger the counter, but there's a Garelli player on the turf. This is Eugene Ariola who
like
did fall
Eugene
also
Ariola.
earlier. Yes.
That's right. And we're going to see if Garelli will make a substitution. They did not make any halftime substitutions coming into the second half with the same first 11 that they had in the first. Cebu, on the other hand, have only made 1 change thus far. It's Vituala who came in for Villanueva. And it looks like 2 players are about to come in for the side of Don Bosco Garelli.
And look at what we have right here. That's 1 change so far we see. Desmond Nguy stepping off for Solomon Okereke. Nice gesture also with Kapawa. A bit of the shake of the hands. Ink of Solomon Okereke. Ooh. You see the intensity, Natasha, right here at the game. And Solomon Okereke just jumped ship from Montague. He has 5 goals in 5 games so far. You see, they had the
Player number
intention
5,
of
Eugene
equalizing.
Arriola, replaced by player number 80, Isaac Carl Johnson.
So there
But
were
there he
two
goes,
substitutions
Johnson.
that were made
Yes.
by Don Bosco Garelli. Johnson comes on for Ariola, and Okereke comes in for Engay. Engay has been also, as well as Okereke, two of the players that Garelli have been relying on to score those goals. They now have a chance to go quickly in transition.
Okereke trying to make that instant impact. It's Higami. He has been active in the midfield.
And as
Sudo.
the fan cam showed the fans as well earlier, as you mentioned, Claro, dynamic of Cebu just making sure that there is that volatile, hostile atmosphere here at the stadium to give the home crowd the 12th man advantage.
And this is Kapawa who is on the pitch. Intensity has stepped up. Not just for the players, but also for the fans. They are getting behind the not-so-gentle Giants in this game. Isile Makiling, Papu Corsame, Rino Gautier listed as unavailable in this game. There was a scared Natasha, tandaan nga natin. Garelli led 2-0.
And when you think about it, it's only the slightest of leads for the side of Cebu. That when you go back to the first round, when Cebu went up against Garelli, it was a complete shutout. Cebu won 5-0 against them. Goal scorers in that
Garelli,
first round matchup
yes.
were the likes of Makiling, Cabral, Paulos, Borlongan, and Villanueva. All of those 5 players not on the pitch at the moment.
And Garelli, yes, we were saying, have improved. They've been losing by much smaller scorelines, but you want to convert performances into results, which is 3 points or even a draw at the least, with them being a goal away. They knocked it wide. Vitualia, the sub. Off the afro of Kuya Gokto Demirolu, but it's to no avail.
But you see the space in which Demirolu has been operating in. He's not just a defender that sits back. He's aggressive. He wants to play high. He wants to be able to help out on the attack. And he even gave the assist for one of the goals.
And I am hearing cheers now. I'm only guessing that Marius Core may enter. I heard them chant his name. He's been one of the longest tenured players in this team. There you go, confirmed.
Arya Igami, replaced by player 19, Lamin Kanate. Player number 35, Kazuo Sudo, replaced by player number 80, Cory Cory.
Marius Core checked into the game along with Konate. They'll play this one through, but is the flag raised? That is the case.
The call
They
was
want to
made
give
for
a-
offside, but
Yes.
Ishii was aware with that through ball. Again, we've been seeing it time and time again. Cebu looking to exploit the space right down the middle. Do have the players with the technical ability to get to the end of those balls.
Okereke desperately got it to their attacking direction. Chaos inside. The seesaw, our pendulum has gone the other way. It's Garelli now trying to get forward. Also, shout out to Cebu Media Officer Juliet Esquivas in the stadium, but catching the game on the live stream sa office nila. "20 minutes remaining for Garelli to mount an answer to the question that has been mounted, but is cheaply gifted away. Katarinin and Mahinay did put the foot wrong there. And it's straight to the keeper. I believe there's a hit at that moment. Vitualia flooring Kai Kimura. Sorry, boss daw. We could hear that one, Natasha.
You could hear that on the mics on the side, picking up how the arm of Ituala just hitting on Kimura. But you could sense that Garelli now showing signs of tired legs. They have been making a bit more mistakes in the back. Cebu were not able to capitalize. But so far, Garelli have made 2 attacking changes, putting Okereke and Johnson in. And for the side of Cebu, 2 attacking changes as well, introducing Kore and Konate. And let's see which tactical plan will pan out in the second half and the last 20 minutes of this game.
Cebu will need to hold on at the least. That is the bare minimum. It's a tougher task for Garelli of having to pull back at least 1 goal. And we did get to talk about top scorers also earlier. But when you talk about the top players when it comes to making assists or setting up a goal, Mark Hartman of Montague leads that category. And if you look at our competing teams, the closest you have is Kaito Asano, who is just outside the top 10 with 5 assists heading into this game. And what's interesting is Esrom Paulos of Cebu is in number 8, and those were pretty much picked up in the first half of the season. And Esrom Paulos did depart Cebu, when you recall.
18, Michael Sims, replaced by player number 34, Jerome Abarca.
Michael Sims,
Jerome
going for
Abarca.
Jerome Abarca.
As you mentioned, Abarca, one of the players that they've signed during the window, usually an attacking player. So we're going to see Garelli make some changes within the substitutions made. They took out a defender. Someone will drop down for Abarca to play up.
Player number 37, Kai Kimura, replaced by
Here's
player
another
number
change.
28, Pape Malang Traore.
Traore in for Kimura. And Traore is a defender though. Kimura a midfielder, as we know. This one carrying on the way of Cebu. Asano, dangerous ball was thwarted. And Jerome Abarca checked in for Michael Sims. Abarca was recently with UE. His former teammate, Nino Tambilawan, with Toloy. He did get injured, unfortunately, last Wednesday versus Manila Digger on an awkward fall. We wish Tambilawan a speedy recovery, nonetheless. A look once more at the subs made. In comes Jacob Liao. Also one of the longest tenured players, along with the likes of Marius Core with his Cebu squad. Let's take a look at who is stepping off for Liao, and it's Joshua Brose. This is Liao, a defender now, so they are shifting their back line. It's as close as it gets to home for Jacob Liao. He is Davaoeño when I recall. He's playing for Cebu. It's a much shorter flight, I reckon, or it definitely is a much shorter flight home for Liao when he's able to go home. Touches inside the box. And somehow Ishii gets it with his gravitational pull.
The greatest attacking chance that we've seen in the last few minutes, but defense holding up well.
It's been a mainly traffic for Cebu, as we see Natasha. They've been mounting chances. They've been getting into the attacking third here and there.
Traore so far slotting in well defensively.
Shot from distance secured by Ishii. He averted any potential disaster. Just got it calmly into his gloves. Vitualia trying to go one-on-one. Corner kick ang tawag dito.
Tuala trying to go one-on-one with Bacon there. Bacon just stood his ground. Didn't fall for any fakes. Eventually, Tuala does enough to win a corner opportunity for the side of Cebu.
It's Ramos to send this. He is closing in on playing the full 90 also. There's a bit of a delay with the usual pettiness inside the 6-yard box. Driven in. Stopped by the back line. Abarca. Shifted directions. Man on him. Okereke. They'll need to see his magic. Body's hitting the floor. It's wide to Demirolu. And with the changes, he has the permission to get forward. Let's talk about the next games also, Natasha. Action will resume on April 8th when you refer to the PFL, a triple header at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, highlighted by Wantagig and Diggers matchup at 8:30. You have Army and Kaya also to open the day, and you have Valenzuela, PB, Menjola, and Stallion, as there is a free kick that is awarded to Kore and his team. And they'll just play it short. They've been mastering this game, of course. Action right here at the Dynamic Air Borromeo Sports Complex will resume on April 11. That is a Saturday. And that is the schedule that we have, which is provisional. And Natasha, I believe we spoke about this too. This Digger matchup may be moved because they do have their Challenge League game. So that Wantagig Manila Digger game may be rescheduled. Here's another chance to ice this game. And Vitualia gets it! Off the bench.
And the substitute makes an impact off the bench, gets a goal, puts a cushion between Cebu and Garelli. Second half has been played at such a high pace, but Cebu able to dance around on the attack, and Asano setting up Vituala. He had to do a lot. He had a small angle to be able to convert that. He held his run, stayed onside, inside of the foot, went for the near post. He tried to make himself as big as possible, but Bitwala able to get the goal.
And Kaito Asano with that organic gravitational pull, with his danger with the ball, and with the way he can also dribble to add to his scoring ability. Chanclay Victualia open on an island, on the far post, got that ball, got to send it. Gadia. 10 minutes remaining. And that goal is highly likely the dagger here, but Cebu will look to improve its goal difference. Jacob Liao. Almost, but not quite here for the Gentle Giants in red. I'm sure Natasha Garelli do not want to have that quiet trip back home to Metro Manila. They want to bag at least a point in this one.
We saw them hold Cebu really close in the first half. Trying to navigate the second half has been another story.
You can say it's a game of two halves, or even. That's the right way to put it. Well, let's remember, if you even split the first half into two,
Yeah.
right at the beginning, Garelli essentially won that. They led 2-0 at the point in time. 4 unanswered goals for Cebu. That's been the flow of this game, you could say.
Cebu also staying patient. Despite Garelli getting those 2 early goals, they continue to play their game. Found their flow, found their rhythm. No one was impatient. And eventually, the goals started pouring in. It's the first time, though, in 2026 that Cebu were trailing against a team. But they're also proving that whether they're in the lead or having to come from behind, they're capable of getting those goals and getting the results.
The Gentle Giants about 7 minutes change away from getting another W. We're saying again, the pressure is on Cebu to win this one. And that is because they need to grab this win to stay within a point of Manila Digger. Here's a change in the cards also. Bangi is going to enter from the looks of it.
Substitution for Don Bosco Garelli United. Player number 25.
The season has also been very fantastic. The battle at the top has not been set in stone. It's been dancing around a couple of the top teams of the table. And even that battle for the top 6 has been dancing around 7 teams as well. It goes to show just how much the PFL has improved in leaps and bounds, the quality of the teams being showcased, being that much more competitive games week in and week out.
Forward ball, stopped by Katarinin. Shot from Gadia was wide. Confirmation again on the change. We're speculating the wear and tear taking its toll on Banjo Mahinay. We hope he recovers quickly if he is nursing anything. The thing with Cebu is they do not have too many players, or they do not really have players in the top 10 when you talk about scoring and making assists, but they're able to get contributions from a great number of players. And this game, not an isolated case.
In this matchup alone, they've had 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers. It was Asano who got the first goal, converting a penalty. It was Kapawa who got the equalizer. Sudo to have the advantage in the first half. And it is Vituala, the substitute at halftime, that put that cushion on for the side of Cebu as they've turned things around.
Let's have a look at this one. Oh. Crawford was the player who was fouled right there. I'm running through my numbers right now. And for reference, Wantagig has the best defense. They've only conceded 3 goals in this season so far. And then you have a triple tie between Diggers, Cebu, and Kaya. Those 3 teams have conceded 12 goals each so far in this season. Goal scored is a different story though. As we know, Cebu with the best or the 3rd best offense in the league so far. They just scored their 68th goal earlier. Linjo Talavera gives the green light to resume play. Semblante just punched it out. It's still in his 6-yard box. Okireke is down though. He's holding on to his left ankle or leg. If you are Cebu, you want to carry your momentum forward. You do have a break though, of course, which comes in handy for all teams. Maybe it's the football fans who will be gutted not to have a game. We want to see games week in and week out. Here's Asano. Not just goal scoring for him, he's also been able to bag assists here and there. And let's remember Natasha Garelli. If they got to bag the win here, they would have leapfrogged Toloy in the standings. They would have jumped up from number 9 up to number 8. Qualifying to the championship round. It's a far cry though for Garelli, but they want to bag maximum points to close out the season strong.
And speaking of the championship round, after this matchup, it will also be Maharlika taking on Aguilas. 2 teams dancing around those final spots for the championship round to end up in the top 6.
Kaya pagkatapos nitong laro, lumipat kayo sa kabilang live stream. It's a Sunday filled with Philippines Football League action, of course. Let's recap your goal scorers again in this game. Vitualia, the recent goal scorer. Asano buried a penalty. Sudo and Kapawa also got goals of their own. That is the 4 here for Cebu and Coach TGR. For Don Bosco Garelli, on the other hand, Yutaya Maguchi and Desmond Ingay did give them a scare. They made it 2-0 in the first half. Cebu got their act together, and it's an impending 4-2 result. Lemorolo got to thread the needle. Garelli, of course, want to be creating chances at the other end as opposed to defending. They couldn't get the connection, but it will remain with
Additional time,
Garelli.
5 minutes.
Yamaguchi. Roskilio stopped his attempt to play Okereke. Garelli would have loved to get a goal from Okereke. Roskilio. Jaime back to Kore.
Sano in that midfield role, but Garelli able to win back possession.
Kapawa over to Ramos. 5 minutes remaining, Natasha. Katarinin. Pitwalia. And Shotaro Ishii is shaken up. It's been a tough day for him. He got hit on the head from the looks of it.
But Ishii, such confident goalkeeping there. Just not allowing Cebu to score again from a similar scenario. He comes out quicker, and though Vitwala able to get the shot, he was able to make such a big save. From the replay, I'm not sure if it got to his hands or if it also slipped through his hands, hitting his face before the ball sailed out.
Let's have another look here. Vetwalia came close to making it 5-2.
Substitution for the
Ishii also has done his part.
FC.
There were a few moments where Cebu could have gone ahead with more goals, but he's keeping this game as close as possible.
Giles and
He
Cabo.
was so quick to come out on that occasion.
Guys in Cabo just checked in. He'll get about 4 minutes or so. In Cabo, the newcomers to the squad, as we know. They're taking their time here. We got to confirm that Ramos stepped off for in Cabo. Guys in Cabo is a former U23 national team player for the Philippines. 2 minutes remaining until this result is made official.
Talk about those players that have youth national team experience for the side of Cebu, in Cabo, Roskilio. You have also Gadya as well.
And thank you to Cebu's media officer, Jody Esquivas, for clarifying. Cabo has been with the team for some time already. That is correct. He's been with it. Well, he was new last year, not this window. There you go. Thank you, of course, Judith, for clarifying. Back to the drawing board, Natasha. I reckon right here for Garelli and Cebu will want to carry this on to the next one, as they always say.
Garelli so far, especially in the second round, have showed us that they can compete at that level. There were moments in time, even against the likes of Digger, that they held them at a draw at one point in the game. And it's just being able to carry on good performances from just 15, 30, 45 minutes all the way until the 90-minute mark. So if you compare this already from the first outing between Cebu and Garelli, as you mentioned, Cebu won a shutout 5-0 against them. So to make the scoreline 4-2, that's already an improvement for the side of Garelli.
This one just sent to safety. So when this game ends, You'll have Cebu with 41 points in the standings, Digger with 42, right above at number 2. And you have Taguig who continue to lead the way with 45 points. The concern here is Taguig and Digger have games on hand. That's a game each on hand to be precise. Past the allocated 5 minutes already, it's all up to referee Linjun Talaver. Kudos to Garelli though. They continue to fight and fight in hopes of getting back into this game. Unfortunately, it is to no avail. Okireke was shut down there by Demirolu. Rosquillo got it out calmly. One thing that Cebu's fans do not want to see, they do not want to see Okireke dance. He brings that out whenever he scores. There you go. That's a full-time whistle, folks. 4-2 is the score. Tantlay Betualia with a lone goal in the second half. That was eventually the dagger right here. Your other goal scorers for Cebu are Sudo, Kapawa, and Asano. And Guy and Yamaguchi made it 2-0 for Garelli to start the game. Unfortunately, that was not enough. This game started out, Natasha, strong from the get-go.
That's right. We saw Yamaguchi take advantage of a goalkeeping error, finding the back of the net to open the gates for how this game was played by momentum. And it was Engay who doubled up the lead just a few minutes later to give Garelli that advantage very early in this game. They easily could have made it 3-0 as Yamaguchi tried to set up the players inside. But there was a shift in momentum. It was Igami who won the penalty opportunity that Asano converted. And then after that, Cebu continued on their attacking form. They're trying to thread the needle right down the middle. They also had a process as well inside the box to set up the likes of Sudo. Wasn't shown a while ago, the goal of Kapawa, and this was the third goal. And Mirolo cross inside to find Sudo. And that was the turning point of this game.
We also got to confirm with our colleagues on the ground that Kapawa is our man of the match. To add to his goal, he dictated the midfield. That was the effort of Sudo, though, that you got to see right there. That was crucial, of course. That's when Cebu was taking momentum right here.
That's right. Kapawa, he really dominated that midfield role, whether it comes to attack, helping the team create those chances, whether he's on the end of the goals or setting up the team to start on the attack.
Shotaro Ishii would have loved to play the game of his life right here. The cards weren't set for that because his compatriot Kaito Asano set up a fantastic goal from Virtualia to put this one game set match at that point in time. But that does it right here at the dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Complex in Cebu City. This is Caro Manzano alongside Natasha Alqueros-Data, and a big thank you in behalf of our team right here in Cebu, led by John Alcaceba. And once more with this massive victory going the way of the Gentle Giants over Garelli. It's goodbye for now, and as we always say, we'll catch you at the next one.
since the beginning of the week, the coach was talking to us about this game. So I think the preparation was very hard because we were working a little bit more higher. And I think even we start a little bit like slowly the game, we step up as a team, as a champion, and we came back with a score and we won 4-2. And I think being name of the match is like, you know, it's always happiness for me. But I think if it wasn't my teammates and the coach, I wasn't being named man of the match. So I thank them and I thank God for everything. Oh yeah, to the fans, I think this result is just for them. I think they are coming up to support us. I think we are giving all the best that we can so that they can come a little bit more and give them like the appointment on the April 11th. So it's going to be a very good game and we promise that we're going to do our best to win the game.